A big part of working in science is scientific publishing, and it's a really unique area. It grazes the public consciousness, but it's worth understanding what goes on, and it's worth understanding what we mean when we say peer review. You probably heard that quite a lot with all the COVID stuff that's going on at the moment. And what actually peer review is. So we publish our scientific findings in scientific journals. They tend to be subscription-based. That's their business model. And universities and other institutions sort of subscribe to these things. So a lot of the criticism is often that this is a bit of a walled garden, but scientists, for their own careers, they want you to read their work, and also just for the greater human good, they want other people to read their work as well. So we have little loopholes. We do try and make our papers accessible to everyone. And in order to maintain the quality of that, in order for that to mean something, we go through this process called peer review. So you produce this document that outlines this experiment you've done, the results you found, and what you think it means. So everything you state within that document should be proven or heavily indicated by your experiment. And anything else you put in there should be referenced. It should be cited. I can't just say, picking something at random. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do the deep sea. I can't just say that in a scientific paper unless my paper has proven that. Then an editor of the journal, they will distribute that to anonymous experts around the world. And I think this is something that's really quite nice about science. At the moment, that is unpaid. So the scientific community, just to maintain the rigor and honesty and quality of science, sacrifice a huge amount of their time reviewing and challenging each other's work. And even if you adore the paper, even if you think it's incredibly useful, it's a great experiment, your role as a reviewer is to pick holes in it, is to find anything that doesn't stand up to scrutiny and to honestly sort of tear it apart.
That was a long way of saying what happens is you write something you're really proud of and you think is brilliant, you give it to someone you don't know, who gives it to 3 other people. The first 2 come back saying, yeah, this is fine, then the third person comes back saying this is wretched and horrible. Then you go through this whole dance of trying to justify the fact it's not wretched and it's great, and then you realise that it was wretched, and what they've done is actually made it great, and about 6 months later you've forgotten about it and it appears in a scientific journal.
Yeah, that's probably more succinct than me. It is an emotional roller coaster.
No, I don't see it like that. I genuinely see it as, and I try to get this across to my students, that feedback is not criticism. Review comments are not criticism. What they're doing is telling you how to make what you've done even better. But people take it as criticism. Yeah.
Is that not what constructive criticism is? Is how to make something better?
No, but everybody takes it really badly. I mean, I guess everybody does when they first start doing this, because it is weird that someone you don't know has just seemingly slated what you're doing, but nobody slates it. If you look at the review comments, very rarely does anyone say anything personal.